Welcome to the City of Bakersfield Planning Commission meeting. This television broadcast is brought to you by the local cable companies, the County of Kern, and the City of Bakersfield. You can watch the rebroadcast of this meeting Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 10 a.m. The agenda for this meeting can be downloaded at www.bakersfieldcity.us. Presiding over this evening's meeting, Chair Daniel Cater.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to call to order the November 21st, 2024 Planning Commission meeting. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Chair Cater.
Here.
Vice Chair Strickland.
Here.
Commissioner Bashir-Tosh.
Here.
Commissioner Biddle. Here. Commissioner Kaur. Commissioner Coman.
Here.
Commissioner Neal.
Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you all for attending tonight's Planning Commission meeting. This commission provides an opportunity for public participation in the development process throughout the City of Bakersfield. The Planning Commission considers a wide variety of projects, including subdivision maps, zone changes, general plan amendments, and much more. When applications are received, the City Planning Division analyzes the request. Planning staff will present the facts about the project along with their recommendation to the Planning Commission, who will approve the item or make a recommendation as appropriate. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Public statements.
Please note public statements are now received at different times depending on the item. I will call on Madam Clerk to call the public statements at the appropriate time, so please listen carefully to make for the correct time to speak.
Agenda item 3A, public statements.
Does anyone in the audience wish to address the Commission regarding items listed on tonight's agenda? Please note if you are here for consent public hearing items 5A and 5B, now is not the time to speak. You will be given an opportunity to speak at a later time.
Non-agenda item 3B, public statements.
Does anyone in the audience wish to address the Commission regarding items not listed on tonight's agenda? If so, please come forward and state your name. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 4, consent calendar items.
Please note all matters listed under the consent items do not require a public hearing and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of said items unless staff or a commissioner requests specific items to be discussed and or removed for separate action. May I get a motion approving consent items 4A?
I'll make a motion.
Commissioner Bashir-Tosh. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Commissioner Biddle. Commissioners, please cast your votes.
Motion passes with Commissioner Kaur and Commissioner Neal absent.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 5, consent public hearing items.
Now is the time for consent public hearing items. Please note if an item is not removed by a commissioner, staff, or member of the public, the commission will vote on all items in one motion without further comment. If an item is removed, it will be placed at the end of the non-consent public hearing items. At this time, I would like to open all of the consent public hearing items. Does any member of the public wish to remove a consent public hearing item? Seeing no members of the public, does any commissioner or staff wish to remove a consent public hearing item? Seeing no requests for removal, at this time, the consent public hearing items 5A and 5B are now closed. May I get a motion to adopt staff recommendation on the consent public hearing items 5A and 5B, incorporating all staff memoranda and revised staff recommendations?
I will make a motion.
Commissioner Bashir-Tosh. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Commissioner Biddle. Commissioners, please cast your votes.
Motion passes with Commissioner Neal and Commissioner Core absent.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 6, there are no non-consent public hearing items.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 7, communications.
Does staff have any communication items?
Yes, I do have a few announcements. First, this is always my favorite time of the year. Yes, because of the holidays, but also because school's in session and we have students that come in the audience. To the students, some of our meetings go long, some go short. In this case, it goes short. If you did not get a copy of the agenda, you can come and see me after this, and I can provide a copy for you. Then we have extra for sale for your classmates that didn't make it. Also, I'd like to recognize Michael Doyle, sitting at the end. He is the new building director for the City of Bakersfield.
Thank you. It's an honor to serve the City of Bakersfield in this capacity. Thank you.
Also, I'd like to announce that Principal Planner Jenny Ng was promoted to the Assistant Planning Director, so she will start attending these meetings. And our next, and then for the students, our meetings are the first and third Thursdays of each month, but there will not be a meeting on December 5th, and we will let you know on the December 19th meeting. So the next meeting on December 5th will be canceled. Other than that, I just do wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Welcome, Mr. Doyle, and welcome. I think Ms. Ng is enjoying that she does not currently have to attend these meetings, but we look forward to seeing you in the future. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 8, commission comments.
Does any commissioner have any comments? All right, seeing none. Oh, Commissioner Bashir.
This might be the last meeting that we are at, and me and Commissioner Komen, I learned and grew a lot, and I really appreciated getting to know everybody and being a part of this process. To the students that are here, you get involved. Our city runs on being a community and working together. Mr. Johnson, I appreciate all that you do for our city. You're a great leader, and I'm happy that you are where you are. And you have a great staff, and it's been a huge blessing. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to serve, and will continue to serve as long as the city will have me. And Cater, you've been a great leader, and I appreciate all that you've done. And Biddle, we started together, and that was great. We both had the full code books with us. Like, what are we doing? And that was fun. And Komen, I appreciate all that you've done and look forward to that, whatever our futures look like. And Strickland, you've been a great asset, and you lend a lot to the Planning Commission, and I'm excited about your future too. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, I
None
just
at all.
wanted to see.
Larry's just like, my car's in a 90-minute spot. I got to leave. Yeah. Just kidding.
Hey, I resemble that remark. All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to see if he was going to cry or not when he said it. So, yeah. So, Zach, thanks for making those comments. For me, it'll be also my last meeting. It looks that way. I'm very excited about moving up to City Council, especially with Zach there as well. I think that'll be a great thing. I've learned so much on Planning Commission over the years. I can't tell you. I thought I knew a lot of stuff when I came here, and it turns out I didn't. So I really appreciate staff for walking me through things, or for checking me and keeping me from pulling stuff off the agenda or off the consent calendar to talk about. And I've learned a lot. It's been my pleasure to serve the Planning Commission. I served on the redevelopment agency before this, and so it's been my pleasure to serve the city in appointed positions, and it pleases me a lot to become an elected official. To the students that are in the
audience, Mr. Bashir Tash mentioned it, that this community really, really fuels on personal involvement. And it's very easy to become involved in the community and in the city government. All you really have to do is show up and come to public hearings and volunteer for committees and do your little part. You can have a voice in what the future looks like for the city, and the city wants that. So if I didn't say thank you to the staff, I'll say it again. Thank you very much for all the staff. Ms. King, from as far as attorneys goes, you're all right. And Mr. Johnson, thank you very much for your leadership and your guidance over the last few years. I really appreciate it. And to all your staff, thank you. And to Ms. Yagapiti and Ms. Salas here, thank you very much for keeping us all on track. And I always comment when you say you can't get here if you need somebody to come wash dishes. I'm only half kidding about that. So, so if you ever call, I'll show up. So anyway, thank you, all of you. Thank you. I have no more comments.
Well, I would like to thank Commissioner Bashir Tash for breaking the, I don't know if the third wall is the right word, but I think Mr. Johnson and I have been on a back and forth phone call of do we say something, do we not, as election results take forever to finalize. But since you already broke the wall, well, here we are. And I just want to say I'm a little upset at both of you for breaking the band up because I think it has been an honor to serve with both of you. I think it's been to the student, I think everyone has addressed the student, so sorry. We don't usually address the audience so directly, but to me, Planning Commission offers an opportunity to really have people of different backgrounds, different slants, different ideologies come together and solve very seemingly mundane but immensely impactful decisions in how we run as a city. Whether we're being fair in how we do land use, whether we're providing access to people that need special accommodations, whether we're creating an inspiring place that people want to live and be a part of. And to be able to be appointed to this seat, I would say is a privilege for us all. But even as much so, it's a privilege to get to serve with other community members that truly love Bakersfield in their own unique way and to learn from that. So Commissioner Bashir Tash, I just have really enjoyed getting to serve with you on the commission. Your passion for quality of life and just seeing Bakersfield reach the best version of itself is inspiring, and I hope that that only grows as you have, I think, both the city and yourself have an opportunity to do great things in your new elected capacity. So I just thank you for spending your time with us this last couple of years. So thank you. Yep. And Commissioner Coleman, we've almost been on the commission at the same time. I also have to thank you for now making me the oldest planning commissioner. And I would agree that Ms. King, as attorneys go, is okay. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's not just okay, it's outstanding. But just to really appreciate your perspective, I'm very curious who will become the first request to speaker button after your departure. But I thank you for just always taking an active interest in what we're talking about, really researching, really listening, allowing yourself to have an opinion, but then also change your opinion as you hear new things. I just think in many ways you model a citizen leader that really has a strong vision for what a thriving Bakersfield looks like, but is still open to be informed by others, to realize that all of us, collective dreaming is what makes a great city, not one person's ideal. So can't wait to see what you do in an elected capacity. And thank you for the last couple years together, or almost 8 years. I don't know, it's beyond a couple. Yeah, the many years together, let's put it that way.
All right, since everybody else did. Gentlemen, thank you so much for the time that I've been able to spend with you on this commission. Zach, we started out together, and Larry, you've been my guide and the person that answered my phone calls before I call Paul to make sure I don't sound stupid. So thank you for always being there for me. But if you think you've escaped me, you have not. You're going to get 3 times the amount of phone calls than you did when you sat on this commission with me, and I sure hope to see you guys take this next role with the same passion that you had on the Planning Commission, because it's been a privilege to sit next to you, and it'll be a privilege to call you and bug you in the future. So thank you, gentlemen.
All right, my turn. I'll finish out. So I can't say more than Daniel's already said, but I will say when I first joined the Planning Commission, the first person to call me was Zach and give me the rundown on what to start researching. The Planning Commission Academy was coming up. He was the first person to reach out and say, hey, let's meet up. Let's kind of work through things. If you need anything, here's my number. So I'll appreciate that, right? That was an immediate, I think before I even showed up here, you'd already reached out. So I appreciate that. And then I'll just say for Larry, when I grew up, that's exactly the person I want to be. So appreciate your guidance, and I look forward to watching every Wednesday on YouTube to see how you do in the city council. So thank you both.
Yes. And with that, thank you one last time. And Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 9, adjournment.
This meeting is adjourned at 5:46. Have a great evening.